Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome into a brand new episode of Snaps. It is post July 4th, but for a myriad of reasons, we are having to pre-record once again today. We hope to be live again at youtube.com/@volume snaps, which I would love if you would all go subscribe to that and share it with your friends and hit thumbs up on the videos and whatnot. We got a fun show planned today, this post 4th of July show, as we'll be talking a lot about the most American of all football programs. And who else could we be talking about but the Nebraska Cornhuskers? That's right. Look at the shirt, Aaron. See the shirt. See the shirt. For those listening to audio, I'm holding up our first Corn Hub shirt. This is official volume merch, which you go check out. And if you're not a member, I got a goal today. If you're not a member of the Corn Hub, of the Hive, by the end of the day, then I haven't done my job, okay? Because I am feeling fucking great about the Nebraska Cornhuskers right now. I'm feeling 8 wins immediately next year, Aaron Murray. I'm sorry. I'm getting too excited. Aaron, what's up, man? How are we feeling today?
You're way too much use for the Cornhuskers. I do need one of those shirts. I will say this: the more I dive into your Nebraska team that you are like the champion of for some unknown reason, like it just, I think you just like woke up one day, looked at a map, closed your eyes, put your finger down, and said, you know what, fuck it, I want to be a Nebraska fan today, and then you just started going ham on them. But the more I read on it, the more I do appreciate some of the hard nosed, manly football that Matt Rhule is trying to implement there for the Cornhuskers. So listen, if you have a fullback, you got a soft spot in my heart, and he's gonna have a fullback this year, so I will root for them a little bit more.
Everybody I do shows with literally gets horny for fullbacks. Look, I do too. I rushed for 100 yards a couple games, not to brag, when I was growing up. Yes, Aaron, like you're gonna love Matt Rhule. The more we talk about him, we can even go into the schedule if you want to talk about why
First
they're
off,
going to win a game.
no one is against Matt Rhule. I just want to make sure that you're clear with that as we get going. Like, no one is saying Matt Rhule is not a good football coach. Like that's not it. So I don't want you to be like,
so
you're
what
trying
are
to
you
convince.
saying then?
I
If you
don't
think
think you're not.
Nebraska's going to suck, he's going to
No,
somehow
no.
suck
You're
and he's a
not
good
trying
football
to
coach?
convince people. I don't think there's any convincing that Matt Rhule is not a really good coach. It's more of convincing that it's not going to happen in year one because it's never happened in year one for him. Why the hell of a sudden should it happen in year one in Nebraska? Like, let's stop focusing
Well,
on this season. Let's focus on what he's doing to build this roster, which is a great recruiting class right now. I'm
well,
just saying,
Aaron
like,
Murray, let's arrive at T Cobb's number 2 reason why Matt Rhule will win 8 games in 2023. And it's that he doesn't have to overhaul the roster completely. When he showed up at Temple, they had no one. Obviously, they had no one. It's fucking Temple football. When he showed up at Baylor, they had one commitment in the next year's class. They nicknamed him Lone Survivor. And that's because of all the horrible shit that went down at Baylor. When you look at this Nebraska team, he keeps saying this publicly, and I think we all kind of roll our eyes at it. He keeps saying, I see a roster that doesn't need an overhaul. Guess what, Aaron? He's right. I dove into the numbers. Like fucking Bruce Wayne over here. I dove into numbers. I looked at the 247 composite ratings, and I looked at the last 5 years, 2019 through 2023. Here's where Nebraska ranked. Last year, 25th. The year before that, 41st. Awful. But year before that, 20th. Year before that, 20th. Year before that, 17th. For reference, Purdue just won the Big Ten West last year, going 6-3 in conference. Here's their recruiting class rankings: 67, 38, 75, 32, 25. I went and looked at all the schools. The only teams that Nebraska has not recruited better than: Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Yes, they've recruited better than Wisconsin. It's a negligible difference, but slightly better. Yes, they've done better than Minnesota. Yes, they've done better than Iowa. So no, Matt Rhule is not lying when he tells you that their talent is okay. They just need someone that's going to develop them here. They need what you want to give all these young NIL kids. They need a kick in the ass.
Yeah, they do need a kick in the ass, and they're doing that. They're doing like literally old school mat drills, which I absolutely love. None of this just agility. We're just gonna do 7-on-7. Like, no, we're gonna make you the nastiest sons of bitches on the football field. Like, that's his mentality, and I appreciate that. I love points. I love scoring football. scoring touchdowns, in football games. But this is still a game that there has to be a level of physicality, especially in that league. I mean, Michigan showed us, for goodness sakes. Like, Ohio State had been the team for so long. And why have they been the team? Because they just had elite offenses, elite quarterback play, elite receiver play. All of a sudden, Jim Harbaugh said, you know what, screw that. We're going to go play our style of football. And that's winning at the line of scrimmage, playing that brand. And now all of a sudden, in a lot of these rankings, Harbaugh is the number one coach in the Big Ten. Michigan's projected to win the Big Ten this year. And that's with that style of football. And I think that you're never going to recruit elite level players that Ohio State can get, that Alabama can get, that Georgia can get. Like these teams that do want to spread it out, that you don't want to use the width of the field, that want to go fast, that want to go up tempo. I don't know if you're ever going to be able to get that type of player to win that type of game, but you can win a line of scrimmage game at Nebraska. You can. They got big old dudes at the line of scrimmage, guys that are like, 6'5", 6'6", 330 pounds. Like, they're built to dominate the line of scrimmage, run the football, play action pass. And listen, I do like, if there's one area to me that gives me confidence that they have a chance this year to get to your Magic 8, I still think if they're above 500, I think that's a hell of a season for Nebraska.
No,
is their quarterback, Jeff Sims. I think vastly underrated.
Reason number 5, Aaron. Tech. Reason number 5 on the list. Sorry to interrupt. Now go ahead.
He should be number 1.
Okay, well, I didn't rank the fucking reasons in terms of importance. I'm just saying he's one of the reasons. But yes, continue.
He should be high on your list of reasons why Nebraska is going to have a legitimate opportunity to be a contender, somewhat. I'm not a contender,
8
but
games,
more
8 games,
like middle of the pack.
8 games.
Middle of the
That's
pack.
what we're looking for.
Middle of the pack in the Big Ten. Jeff Sims at quarterback. I think he's pretty damn good. I think he's really damn good.
Okay, so that was reason number 5. I have no need to expound upon that anymore. Let's just keep doing this in the most random top 5 order ever. Aaron, how, and this could go disastrously because I have a very few specific things that I'm thinking of. How do you win close games? 1-score games. What are the keys to coming out ahead more often than not?
Turnovers, penalties. Penalties.
Okay. Would you describe that as maybe like situational football?
No.
No. Okay. This isn't live, Brum. We're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back, Aaron.
To me, no. We're keeping this in here.
This is like me feeding baby Gronk answers.
Situational football, T-Bob.
I even tried to set it up, and you still deny.
Red zone. Third down and red zone situational football.
I would say, dumbass. It's also like 2-minute drill. It's also like, we need to get it's 4-minute offense. Like it's end of game scenarios.
But it's not penalties and turnovers. It's not
penalties and turnovers. Guess what? Penalties and turnovers just kill you no matter what. God dang it. Okay, whatever. Shut up. The point is, reason number 4, the Nebraska corner. You're making me so mad right now. The reason number 4, the Nebraska corner is going to win 8 games this year is that because through 2021 and 2022, they're not okay. The reason is they're not that far off. In 21 and 22, they lost 7 games in a row by single digits. That is a record in the AP poll era. Since 2018, they're 7 and 28 in single game records. I firmly believe that Matt Rhule will install a process that takes care of this problem. And it's because when you look at his process, there's a few elements that jump out. Okay, first off, he's not results oriented. The Baylor AD was talking about in the piece. He thinks one of the key parts behind his success, 2-10 at Temple, is his favorite coaching job that he did at Temple, despite the fact he won an AAC championship. He's not result oriented, he process oriented. How you win close games, Aaron, one reason is situational football. He's obsessive about it. It's all they're practicing. The second one I would say is being mentally and physically tough. Toughness wins you games when it's all in line. Situational football keeps your heart rate low. It helps you not like the moment too big because you practiced it before. It's like muscle memory. But toughness is how you keep your drive into the fourth quarter. You go beat the shit out of the guy from across from you. And it's like you said, man, they're saying screw agility drills. We're in the weight room. Okay? Yep. Here's a direct quote from Rhule. Hey, guys, we're going to do mat drills instead of agility drills. This is why we're in the practice. We're going to go good on good. Why is there an emphasis on lifting? This emphasis on rehab, this emphasis on eating, so that we can be a physical, dominant team in the fourth quarter and late in the season. If you coach Nebraska, you have to be corn-fed. You know what's corn-fed? Lifting heavy-ass weights, okay? Fuck all this speed shit. Matt Rhule's going off meta, old school toughness. We're Nebraska. Okay.
No, they
So
need to be
they're
Michigan.
not that far.
They
They're going to
need to be
win.
Michigan.
They're going to
They need
start
to be
winning
Michigan.
those single score games. Tell them.
They need to be Michigan. And I do think that he learned a little bit more about that situation of football because of the importance in the NFL. Because you look at college games, a lot of times if you're just a more talented team, the gap is bigger. Just because NFL, the best team to the worst team, you put them on the same field, it's probably still a one-score game, maybe a little bit more, not less, but it's not a 30, it's not a 40-point deficit. That is what I'm trying to get to. So like there is situations where you may look at the 32nd best team in the NFL versus the best team in the NFL and say, why did that best team win or why are they more successful? Well, they're better at the 2-minute drive. They do take care of the football. They do the little things right, which you practice. We practiced 2-minute drill on Thursday for about 5 minutes when I was at Georgia. That was it.
That's us too. Like
NFL, we're
never.
practicing
So crazy, dude.
All the time because end of half, that last series before the end of half, especially if you get the ball to start the second half, vitally important. Or if you're just on defense, not to be able to give up 2 scores back to back. And then to finish games off because these games in the NFL are so close. So I do think it benefits him from being in the NFL and seeing the importance and stressing the importance of playing in those situations is going to carry over even more now to his time at Nebraska. So,
okay. So how about this here to piggyback on that? That everything you're saying would seem to be exactly what I was just talking about, where they are middle of the pack Big Ten. Okay. They're not a part of the Big Three, right? But on paper, their roster is as good and or better than just about everyone else. They're losing all these 1-score games. Why is it so impactful in the NFL? Because they're playing in 1-score games. So if you're trying to fight and claw your way to 8 wins to climb to the top of that middle, if you will, you got to come up with more of those close ones.
Let's be honest. Though. The Big Ten is top heavy.
Yeah,
the Big Ten's top heavy.
Yeah,
and they're top heavy.
It's like a Swedish woman.
Yes, I mean just big, voluptuous Big Ten boobies. That's what they have.
Yeah, but like Fifth Element,
they got
all 3 boobs. Is that Fifth Element?
There's 3 boobs, and they're all on just the east side of the conference. I mean, let's look at who they have to face in the West. Purdue, just as much talent. Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Northwestern.
They have more than everything.
It's not
better
a gauntlet,
signing classes than everyone.
It's not a gauntlet.
Exactly.
I mean, they have to play.
Yes.
I mean, you do get Penn State and Iowa State from the East. I mean, those are the 2 big losses. I mean, you're just smiling from ear to ear. The schedule starts off.
You're seeing 8 wins. Too. You're seeing 8 wins.
Schedule,
just say it to the people.
I am looking at the schedule right now, and I'm starting to feel it a little bit. East Carolina. Let's just go through it. East Carolina win.
Yep.
UNLV win. Bowling Green win. Rutgers win. Timeout. I'm on the wrong day.
Wait, you're on the wrong schedule. You're on the wrong schedule. Okay, that's good. No, I don't want to lose this momentum though, because I loved how happy we were just
back
now.
to it.
Because we start at Minnesota, that's a little tougher, and then at Colorado,
it's a little tougher.
Be interesting.
I was looking at Michigan's schedule. My apologies to the viewers out there. We're still a little bit too many beers in from yesterday that we're still kind of getting over the grogginess. All right, let's go schedule. Look at their schedule now. I'm not so sure about 8 wins. This does make this a little more interesting.
Count it out.
At Minnesota.
Not yet. We can't say that yet. They should beat Colorado.
I'm gonna split the first 2. Let's just split the first 2. 1-1.
Yep.
Northern Illinois win.
Yep.
Louisiana Tech win. That's 3 wins right there.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan loss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say at Illinois loss. 3-3.
All right.
Northwestern, Purdue the next 2 weeks. I think they're gonna be rolling then.
That's a win-win. That's 5 wins.
That's a win-win. At Michigan State loss.
Yeah.
5-4. Versus Maryland win.
Yeah.
On the road versus Wisconsin loss. And they'll win the final game at Iowa.
Okay. So that gets us to 7, entering a bowl game, baby. That's it. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. 8 games with the bowl. It's just like how I'm holding Sark to 10 games with the bowl. Yep. And it's not a guarantee, but it's doable. And again, I have to stress reason number 2. The roster is better than we think. Like he is right about the roster not needing an overhaul. Reason number 3 why Nebraska will win 8 games in 2023 is there's literally nowhere to go but up. Aaron, I didn't quite realize.
No. This isn't Colorado. They can go down.
So this is where it gets fascinating. They can't actually go down that much because they're even below Colorado. Since 2017, the only Power 5 programs with lower win percentages are Arizona, Vanderbilt, Rutgers, and Kansas. You are talking, you want to be quiet. No, seriously, shut up. Talk about Nebraska. You want to talk about, like I'm trying to find some sort of historical analogy. My old man used to always say penthouse to the outhouse, but this feels even more extreme. That a top 10 football program of all time for 100-year sample size could spend 6 years being so bad that they would be down in the bottom 5 in the entire country.
The 90s weren't that long ago, T-Bob. The 90s weren't that long. They won 3 natties less than 30 years ago.
Right, baby. That's right, Aaron Murray.
It's crazy.
You're damn right, son.
We went through all the teams that last week. We went through all the teams that have won a national championship over the past 20 years, which has not been a ton at all. You stretch it back to 30 years, it's still not a large number because they won a ton back there in the 90s. And obviously you have Florida and some other teams. Like they're one of 15 teams, maybe 20 teams that have won a national championship in the past 30, 35 years.
Yeah, exactly. And so we already know about their potential. And I'm not saying that even Rhule isn't out here giving out crazy quotes. Like even he is coming with qualifiers like, well, in a 12-team playoff, I think we can be a relevant national team year to year. He's not out here saying like, oh, we're going to stack natties or whatever, right? So he even understands. I'm not saying Nebraska's going to get back to those heights, but I think the death of Nebraska has not been overstated. How's that saying go? I think rumors might greatly exaggerate. The death of Nebraska.
The best
has not been
best Nebraska could be is a poor man's Michigan.
It could be Penn State. I don't see why they couldn't be Penn State. Penn State ain't done shit. They'd easily been Penn State. Get out of here. That's what I'm saying. The death of Nebraska has not been greatly exaggerated. The death of Nebraska's potential has been greatly exaggerated. If you get to ignore all the numbers in our Texas A&M debate and just go, no, A&M's still little brother. And then have the boss man come and be like, great take care. Yeah. But okay. If you get to, well, I get to, guess what? The potential of Nebraska remains uber high. Okay.
I disagree. They will never be a consistent playoff team. There's too many good teams out there.
No, but they can be Penn State.
I don't think they can be Penn State either. I don't.
What is Penn State done?
I know Penn State doesn't have the natties that they do, but Penn State's way more relevant right now than Nebraska is.
Why? You know, all Penn State does is stand on, like you said,
and Nebraska,
like you said, the top heavy. All Penn State does is stand on the dredges of the Big Ten.
You think Nebraska in the next 5 years is going to get to a point where they are fighting to be one of those 12 playoff teams? I don't see it.
Yeah,
especially with the addition of USC, who I think both of us agree is back, and they're going to be back for a long damn time until Lincoln Riley decides he wants to go to the NFL. They're going to be in a great spot. Ohio State will always be in a great spot. Michigan will be in a great spot. Penn State will be in a great spot. I think I do believe at some point, maybe in the next month, because this is kind of when news starts popping, Oregon and Washington may be joining the Big Ten too. That's 2 more teams that you have to compete with that are going to have more talent than you. Nebraska will have good talent. They will never have elite talent. They will never, ever have elite talent good enough to be a consistent playoff team or a team that can compete for championships.
So you're missing one thing, Aaron.
I think top 25 team is fine. I'll buy a top 25 team. I will buy. He produces a team that's a top 25 team
every year.
And every 4 or 5 years, he's a top 12 team.
Yes,
he is. Yes. Nebraska will never be a team that is like a Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan that we could say right now we feel pretty good for the next 6 years. We'll be one of the 12 teams in the playoffs.
I'm not going to put a cap on this thing, because I've seen how high I can go in the past. And I think you have once again brought me to the perfect way to end my 5 reasons why Nebraska's won 8 games in 2023. And that is that all those schools you just mentioned, USC, Washington, they like football. I think it's all right. They want to be good at football. The number one reason why Nebraska will win 8 games in 2023 is because Nebraska, the state, needs the Huskers to be good. Okay, Aaron Murray, as a human being on this earth, you understand the difference between a want and a need. Okay, a want is something frivolous, it's trivial, maybe it improves your quality of life. I can live with that. I can live with that. When you need something, like I need oxygen to breathe, or corn needs the sun to grow. When you need it, it's intrinsic, it's genetic. Your very survival depends upon it. Okay, and that is Nebraska football to Nebraskans. And I think Matt Rhule understands that. Quote, everywhere we go, we try to go, we sit down somewhere, we have lunch, have dinner, meet all the people in the towns. Because when you go across Nebraska, it really hits you. These people are counting on us to win and bring the program back to the level that it has been. I want to tackle at practice. I want to run the ball, and I want to play defense. I want to use a fullback. All these things that I did at past jobs is what people here in this state need. He actually ended the quote with want, but I felt like I had to change it right there because it kind of debased my entire point. The point is Nebraska needs the Huskers to be good, and they will be. 8 games in 23 with the bowl. Mark it down. Snaps, number 1 prediction. I'm putting money on it today on the over. Let's go. Maybe I'll place your Carson Beck.
What is your runner for them? What is Vegas
no idea.
having that?
No idea. But that's how confident I am.
I would think somewhere on 6. If it's 6, I'd take the over. I don't think 8 with a bowl. I think 7 with a bowl. I think they're 6-16.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I mean 8 wins with one of those wins being a bowl game. 7 and 5.
I'm saying they're not going to get 8 even with the bowl. I think they're going to cap out at 7.
Okay. Well, I think you don't know what you're talking about.
If Nebraska is 6.5 without the bowl game.
Smash the over, boys. There it is. That's how you said it. I told you. 7. I freaking told you. I'm right. I'm reading.
You can't tell me
like
Nebraska fans, after those stats you put up earlier, after, I would say, I mean, you have to be pretty depressed when your chosen son, Scott Frost, doesn't have success there at Nebraska. I mean, I remember I covered Scott Frost at UCF a couple times. This was early on in my career as a broadcaster, and getting to know him and talking with him in the coaches' meetings. Like, I loved him. And I think all of us, because we never know if someone's a home run hire or not, but what he did at UCF, being the chosen one, going to Nebraska, we're like, this is the hire of all hires. This is amazing. Nebraska is going to kick ass with him, and they didn't.
No.
So there had to be some level of pinch me, wake me up from this nightmare. Scott Frost couldn't even get us to be successful. If you get to 6 wins, I think that's a hell of a season. Like, I just don't want you to start pumping up Nebraska fans thinking that they're going to get 8 wins and then they're disappointed with 6. I think 6-6 make a bowl game. Even if you lose a bowl game, it's a hell of a first season. You continue to build the momentum that they've created on the recruiting rankings. They're top 20 on most places right now. They've done a good job in the transfer portal as well.
Okay.
You keep chopping. What did he say? Get to the 12-team playoff. That's when we start making moves. You're trying to peak too early here.
No, Aaron.
Simmer down.
I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Lower the expectations a tad bit.
I wouldn't expect you to understand, being the Texas fan that you are. Some people actually believe in embracing expectations. Like, I get it. You're scared of them. You don't want to hype people. Like some people actually believe when you're met with a challenge that you can exceed. What did Coach Prime say? Wait, what are y'all talking about? You think I'm trying to win 5 games? I'm like, I'm trying to win now. Okay. We trying to win now in Nebraska. We ain't got time. Okay. The seeds are planted. The maize is coming in. And it's harvest time, boys. So we're winning 8, 7, and 5. And by the way, you said I chose Nebraska randomly. Not at all true. Who first told you that Matt Rhule is going to end up at Nebraska last football season? I said it after week 1 or 2 of snaps. Okay. It all lined up. I've seen this destiny, Aaron, for years now before it was written. Okay. Bob Stradamus, T-Cobb, the Corn Hub, all the stars are aligning. If you're a smart betting man, and if you love snaps, and if you value money, you will absolutely place a very large bet on Nebraska hit the over. I would say double your kids' educational fund. Take out all the money in your education fund and make it double, so your wife and family will love you by betting on Nebraska to hit the over. And you're welcome. I don't even want to cut. You're welcome.
Nebraska has more of a chance to lose their first 2 games this season on the road at Colorado than they do to win 8 games this year.
No, you're a coward and you're scared. And I You're
Just laying
lucky.
them facts.
You're lucky that the Corn Hub is forgiving, and if you ever want to come over, we'll gladly accept you. But you are not getting a Corn Hub T-shirt until you place a bet on the over. That is the rule. I'm not giving you a Corn Hub
First of all, I'm not going to
T-shirt.
place any bets because you don't place my bets, so it's pointless for me to even
Okay.
metaphorically say I'm going to place a bet.
Okay, well, relax. Maybe I'll place your bet if you squat up here.
The first time I see a fullback in a game, then I'll get my
I don't give a damn about a fullback. I give a damn about what the fullback represents, okay? Which is toughness, commitment to size, mass, being low, playing football low, and zigging when everyone's zagging. Okay. Oh, you look so cute and light on your feet. Well, guess what? I'm a big, beefy man, and I'm here to bull you over. And I can't freaking wait to it, dude. Just give my big old meaty thighs around your neck and just squeeze the life out of you. That's going to be Nebraska football come this fall. Brett Bielema wishes his team was as beefy as these Nebraska boys. Just wait. Nebraska, Illinois, put it on your calendars.
Who's the better coach? I'll ask you this right now. Who's the better coach? Because they're going to face each
the
other.
one who got paid like $37 million to be in the NFL, Matt Rhule.
Matt Rhule or Luke Fickell? Which team are you?
Oh, my bad. I thought you were going to say Brett Bielema. I got fired up.
Fuck no.
Bielema's great, though. I mean, objectively, I could make the argument Bielema's better than Rhule if I really wanted to.
Who is going to, over the next 4 years, have a more consistent football team? Luke Fickell at Wisconsin or Matt Rhule at Nebraska?
Matt Rhule. And it's even with the start. And the reason being, Matt Rhule shows a fundamental understanding of what he's inherited. Luke Fickell hiring Phil Longo to run the air raid at Wisconsin feels like there's just a fundamental disconnect there. You know what it smells like? It smells like curdled milk. Okay. So I'm a little worried.
You do make a valid point there. You just have to embrace where you are geographically and the type of players you're going to get. And once again, just Michigan and hardball the crap out of it. Just embrace that you're never going to be a team that's going to score 40 to 50 points per game. You're just going to have to be a hard-nosed, grind it out, low scoring, and win, as T-Bob likes to talk about, the situational football part of the game.
There we go. I'll leave you with this, and I don't like to talk about it. Our father, Matt Rhule, likes to talk about it. Quote, this is Matt Rhule here. Going through the fire in Carolina was a purifying fire that melts away all the impurities, all the hubris, all the worrying about the stuff that doesn't matter. I learned very much to worry about what does matter. I have a focus and a desire in me. I watched what my kids had to go through in Carolina, and we're not going to let them go through that here. Okay. That's a man who draws from a deeper well of inspiration, the same soil that produces the fine corn that feeds this entire nation now feeds that man. Go Huskers. Again, like I told you at the beginning of today's episode, if you're not down with the Corn Hub now, well, you know what? I'll still let you on later. Okay. But I hope I converted some of you, because Nebraska football is a sleeping giant ready to awaken over the next couple of years. Just wait. Aaron, didn't Texas A&M get a good receiver or something? I think it's summer. We're supposed to talk about that.
Some A&M since we are the official show of Texas football, Texas and Texas A&M football now. After our Twitters were just blown up last week and just destroyed, they got Cameron.
They're still arguing.
Coleman on Tuesday from Phoenix City, Alabama, number 3 player in the state, just went up there and snuck him from both those schools in Alabama. So still early in the game, we'll see what he does, but A&M making some moves, still not as good as what Texas is putting together, but they're trying to hold on tight.
Yeah, it's when did Texas have a number 1 class overall again? They ever
when did Texas sign an entire class and see them just slip right through their fingertips is they turned out a losing season with all those 5 stars.
Yeah, you're right, because all the freshmen were playing last year. That's a good take. That makes sense. This is why we need Texas A&M back, because for like 17 days now, I've had A&M, Aggie, and Longhorn fans just yelling at each other constantly in my mentions about who's superior. And I'm like, guys, let's just settle this on the field. Even though I'm a little worried for my Aggie boys, Aaron, because it feels like they maybe missed the window. You know, like you said, if I don't believe in Sark. But if I'm wrong, which I know we'd all be shocked. But if I'm wrong, then Texas A&M really messed up by not having this rivalry continue for the past 13 years. So they have clearly been the superior team, but we'll see. Good on the Aggies, I suppose. I mean, it's funny because I kind of, I love it. I mean, they're both pretty bad, so we probably shouldn't talk about them so much anyway. Texas is going to let you down, though. Feel good about that. Aaron, do you think yell leaders are cool?
I'm a traditionalist. I'll leave it at that.
Is that your best? Is that your best technique to try to avoid coming off as misogynistic?
Yes. Yes. I'm a traditionalist.
That's like, dude, that is
on what I believe I should look over to and see supporting me on the football field.
That is senatorial. That is like professional politician level of speech writing there. I'm a traditionalist.
Yep. I'm a traditionalist, boys.
I will say this.
I love a good fullback, and I love a good traditional supporter on the sidelines.
Well, guess what? Wrong again. Yell leaders are awesome. Are they cheesy? Are they cringe? Are they all this stuff? They're also that, but they're also representative of what's so great about college football. And it's the idiosyncrasies. It's just the quirkiness of it all, the songs, the dance, the pageantry. And if you've never been to a Texas A&M game in College Station, it is an absolute college football bucket list sort of environment. Not that you would know, because Sanford's kind of like, it's all right. It gets like a little loud, I'd say, but nothing. I didn't find anything. Okay. Sanford's kind of like how I felt about Auburn, like Jordan Hare, like nothing really ever jumped off the page. Swamp, yes. Williams-Brice, yes. Yeah, I'd have to think about some. In Knoxville, yes, when they were in the game for the first half, sure. But yeah, I think George is kind of like the Illinois of stadium rankings.
Oh,
if you were to look at the SEC,
we'll bring Eric Ainge back on to kind of get his perspective of how things went last year. So,
yeah, okay, because having a good team in the field means your stadium's good. Please get out of here. We already discussed it. Urban Meyer didn't even have a football ops when he won 2 national championships in Florida. Okay, get it together. Get a better stadium.
What does that have anything to do with a stadium having energy in it?
I don't know. Look, I'm firing off. Okay. I'm just firing off. I'm so pumped up. I've been eating corn for 4 days straight to celebrate the birth of this country, Aaron. I might as well be running on ethanol right now. It's insane. I'm snorting kernels and crapping them out. They're going in the exact same. They're coming out the exact same way they're going in.
Sounds like my son. Just sounds like
that's what corn does.
Which I didn't know you could do. I mean, my mom had him in a bag. He just grabbed one, and because usually you boil them, make them a little soft, maybe whatever. He just grabbed and started eating it. I was like, oh,
yes, dude. Wait, just raw corn?
Yeah, just raw corn.
Oh, just raw dogging corn? What?
Just raw dogging the shit out of it. I'm like, he's a little corn hub man over here, but
I was about to say, that is a future Matt Rhule center / right guard utility interior offensive
fullbacks around in, what is he, 3 years old and 15 years? If fullbacks around.
Oh, you hear that, bro?
My son to go play. If Matt Rhule's still the coach in Nebraska using a fullback, I'll send him to go play fullback there.
You hear that, bro? That's the wishes of a quarterback father. He still can't give his son O-line status. He's too prideful. He's sitting here. He's here, fullback. Oh my God, you sound pathetic. That position doesn't. He's going to play tight end. We're going to practice catching the ball. Okay, dude. Hey, tell him what my father told me. You know who gets to touch the ball every play? The center. Okay, how about that? Even more than the quarterback. Who starts every single play? The center. Most important job on the field right there, boys. All right.
Who gets their balls fouled almost every single play, too? It's pretty
the center. Physical, mental stimulation, importance. Center in football. It gives you all the box. It checks all the boxes for employment satisfaction. I wish that we could spend the next hour talking about Indiana Jones movies. But unfortunately, Aaron has no Indiana Jones takes for us, and he still hasn't watched The Matrix. So we're all very disappointed in him. Aaron, but I still love you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Anything on the way out?
No, we will see you guys tomorrow. Not talking Nebraska. I think we've hit our quota of Nebraska. I will take a shirt though if you want to send it over.
Nope. You know the rules.
I had a volume box at my front door the other day, and I was all excited to see Center of Attention and a Corn Hub shirt. And neither were in there, but some new sweet volume gear.
Hey, the hat though, the new hat, the new hat's pretty.
The new hat, new sweatshirt were badass. even though it's 97 degrees outside. But
it's a cool sweatshirt.
Package. Yeah, it's a great sweatshirt. Love the new V.
Yeah. Okay, you're doing like a little UFC fight on thing. Maybe that's what they were going for. All right. Look, y'all have a great day. We love you so much. Sorry we're not live again. It should be live Thursday, July 6th. Congratulations to Ryan Brumley on the new move. Very happy for our guy. And a huge thank you to Paul Farrington, Pat Gunther, Danny Cardenas, and Adam Gracia as well for everything they do. Thank you, Aaron Murray. But most of all, thank you to all of you who listen and watch the show, rate it, review it, share it with your friends. We love you. And we'll see you tomorrow for a brand new episode of Stats.